Hey guys, today we'll be showing you how to make 3 Italian-inspired recipes that will take you under 15 minutes to make and will cost you $3 or less. We're making spaghetti carbonara, anchovy and cherry tomato pasta, and gnocchi in creamy mushroom sauce. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you would like to learn more about budget cooking, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And now let's start cooking. For the carbonara, you're gonna need some spaghetti. I obviously went with an Italian brand here. You're also gonna need 1 egg, some black pepper, and Parmesan cheese can get quite expensive, so I went with this mix of shaved cheeses from Trader Joe's. And from Trader Joe's, I also got this Italian style pancetta as I couldn't find smoked pancetta. And we're gonna start by boiling some water for our pasta, and we're gonna cook it according to the instructions of the package, but we do want it al dente, so mine says 10 minutes, so I'm gonna cook them for about 7 minutes. And here I have about 1/3 of the package of the pancetta, 1 egg, and I thinly sliced the cheese shavings to help them melt faster in our sauce later. Heat up a pan, but don't put any oil in it because the pancetta is fatty enough on its own, and just fry it until it gets nice and crunchy. And now we want to remove it from the heat and put our spaghetti, al dente spaghetti, straight into our pancetta. Add a little bit of the water from the cooked pasta and stir it around gently just so we can warm it up equally. And into that water, after about 5 seconds, you're gonna add the cracked egg. I mixed it slightly so we don't get any lumps. And you want to turn back on the heat now from low to medium and continue to stir it very gently. And add in your cheese now and just keep mixing it. You can see here that I'm removing it on and off the heat even though the heat is very low, and I've also swapped my spatula for tongs because I don't want to break the spaghetti, and I am moving it around the pan and just mixing it within the sauce until our sauce thickens and becomes nice and glossy and creamy. As you can see here, and this process took us about 3 minutes altogether, and the pasta should be just ready and cooked now, but if you don't like it al dente, you can cook it for 1 minute longer. Serve it immediately with a generous amount of black pepper on top. I also added a little bit of extra cheese and fresh oregano, but this is optional, and enjoy your meal. For this recipe, you're gonna need some cherry tomatoes, garlic, anchovies, and spaghetti. Per person, you want 2 chopped garlic cloves, 10 to 15 cherry tomatoes, and anchovies are quite salty, so you're gonna want 2 to 3 per person. In a separate pan, boil some water to which you're gonna add a little bit of salt and cook the spaghetti or any pasta you're using according to the instructions on the package. Mine will be ready in 10 minutes. In another pan, we will heat up some olive oil. Olive oil goes best with this recipe, but if you don't have it, you could just use vegetable oil. Once the oil is preheated, you can go ahead and add the cherry tomatoes, garlic, and the chopped anchovies. Fry it on medium-high heat for about 2 to 3 minutes or until you can see the cherry tomatoes are starting to pop and they're getting a nice char on them, and you can start smelling the garlic. Once that happens, you can season it with some black pepper and add in the drained spaghetti together with a little bit of that pasta water so we can have a little bit of sauce and we can combine all of the ingredients together. The juice from the tomatoes and the olive oil and the water from the pasta will create a nice glossy layer to our spaghetti. Just cook it for another 30 seconds to combine it all well together, and you're ready to serve. And for our last but not least recipe, you're gonna need 5 to 7 mushrooms per person. potato gnocchi, cream. I get whipping cream at Trader Joe's for $1.39 because it's the cheapest one that I can find around here and it works just fine for cooking. And for some extra flavor, we're gonna use some onions and garlic. I chopped half an onion just to save on the cost, 2 garlic cloves, and I will also peel and chop the mushrooms. And in another pot, I'm boiling some water for our gnocchi. Start the sauce by heating up 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil in your pan and add in the chopped onions. Mix it together with the oil very well, and after that, add about half a teaspoon of salt. Give it another stir and fry it for 7 to 10 minutes or until the onions get completely browned and crispy. After that, you can add in the garlic and fry it for a few more seconds. And after that, add in the chopped mushrooms. Be mindful that the mushrooms hold quite a little bit of water, so they're gonna take about 8 to 10 minutes to completely melt down. The easiest way to do that is to just give them a good stir and cover them with a lid and let them simmer on low heat. After you've taken the lid off, make sure to fry them for another minute just to evaporate all the excess water that was left from before. Season it with a little bit of black pepper, a generous amount of Italian seasoning, and some parsley flakes. I will also add 1 stock cube to it and fry it together with the seasoning for another minute just to be able to get some extra flavor out of it. This is not set in stone, so you can add any herbs to your liking. After about a minute or two, or when the stock cube has broken down nicely, you can go ahead and add in the cream. Give all the ingredients a really good mix and just let it simmer on low heat. The water has started to boil now, so we can cook our gnocchi. They're quite filling, so I will cook about half a packet only. And you can see on this side that as our sauce cooks, it's getting thicker and thicker, so just let it simmer on medium heat until it reaches the consistency that you desire. And the gnocchi won't take long. They're done when they start coming up to the surface. That will take about 2 to 3 minutes. After they've been cooked, I will transfer them directly from the water into our mushroom sauce, and for better consistency, I will also add just a little bit of that starchy water. And give it all together another good mix and stir it around with your spatula and coat all the gnocchi evenly. Put the heat on high now and bring it to a boil. This will take only about 30 seconds. You want to thicken up the sauce and evaporate all the excess water. Just be mindful not to overcook the gnocchi because that will happen very fast if you leave them out of sight. And that is it. We have one more meal down in less than 15 minutes. And that was all for today, guys. Thank you very much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.